Otter Tail County was named for the land formation that exists where Otter Tail River enters Otter Tail Lake. And to the native peoples, they felt as though that looked like the tail of an otter. This is our 150th, so we wanted to make this exhibit big, just like the county. All the exhibits that we do here at the Otter Tail County Historical Society start about a year and a half in advance. Of course, we knew this anniversary was going to be coming even 10 years ago. So this was already in our minds. We have an amazing collection. We probably own over 60,000 photographs. We have a lot to choose from, and so what you're going to see when you visit is just some really remarkable photographs from our collection. We do have somebody that we think is quite famous that most people will recognize, Karen Nyberg, who is an astronaut who has actually taken photographs of the county from space, which is pretty awesome. And we were able to get her permission to include 2 of her images in this exhibit.
Otter Tail County was officially formed 150 years ago, September 1868, when county commissioners held their first meeting at the home of Marcus Shaw in Clitheroe. The first permanent settlement, Clitheroe, got started just before the Civil War, when a group of Cutlerites from Iowa, southwestern Iowa, journeyed north. Their leader, Alpheus Cutler, said that he envisioned a land between 2 lakes in Minnesota. So if you can imagine, how would you find a land between 2 lakes in Minnesota based on a vision? Where would you go? So they ended up, in Otter Tail County, between West Battle Lake and Clitheroe Lake, and that's where the Cutlerites formed. And they took 4 homesteads, and that became the first permanent settlement. The Cutlerites, of course, being a offshoot, a splinter group from the Church of the Latter-day Saints, or the Mormons.
One of the things that people just love when they see this exhibit, and something that I really love, are maps. And so we've taken our first map of Otter Tail County plat book. It's from 1884, and we've used that to show a lot of the lost towns, the towns that no longer exist in the county. Of course, you can also see landowners, and people just love to see their name. That has been really, really popular.
Geographically, Otter Tail County is 8th largest in the state of Minnesota. 2nd
largest county as far as organized townships. We have 62, just following the large county of St. Louis in number of townships organized.
And politically, from the very early days, there were arguments on where the county seat should be located. Fergus Falls became the county seat in 1872. The initial county seat was located in Otter Tail City, but then when the railroad bypassed Otter Tail City to go north to Perham, there was a vote to move the county seat from Otter Tail to Fergus Falls.
This county is just amazing.
We have a unique mix of prairie, woodland, lots of lakes.
There's actually 1,048 lakes in Otter Tail County. We have the most lakes in the United States, actually.
And several rivers.
One of the things that I think is kind of unique is our rivers. The water will end up in Canada, and some will end up in the Gulf of Mexico.
So it became an ideal spot for people to come to Otter Tail County. Native Americans have been here for thousands of years. Otter Tail County was settled after the Civil War, that great push westward. And so we were part of that movement. Lots of Norwegians, lots of Swedes, Finns, Germans, and of course, most recently, Mexican Americans, Bosnians, Southeast Asians, and they all came here basically for the same reason, which is to find work and a better life.
This program is funded by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund, with money from the vote of the people of Minnesota on November 4th, 2008. And by the members of Prairie Public.